Hey guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here. We are back with the 7 Deadly Sins, Season 2, Episode number 6. Last time on, Galen did a lot of damage, and Gother is... Gother's done something, and he's laughing now. Hendrickson has shown up to help the trio of Gil and Griamore and Hauser. Shown up to fight the Grey Demon that's there. One thing I completely forgot from last episode as I went through and editing, I kind of felt stupid as I was editing the video. How they got there was through the lolly girl. She made a portal for all the demons to come through, and that's how they're there now. So I was kind of asking about that in the discussion and kind of wondering how the demons have got here in the first place. But yeah, that's what happened. That's how they're there. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else really I should mention before getting into it, so we're going to start the episode. As always, the link is at the top of the description. It'll take you to Vimeo. You can watch the reaction highlight there, and then head back here afterwards for the post-episode discussion. With that out of the way, let's get into the episode. I swear to God, did they have to do that? Deanne does not recognize King, or seemingly probably anybody. She probably lost her memory. Fuck sake! Ugh! We were just progressing to bigger and better things. God damn it. So that's happening. A lot of lore with Hendrickson and Dreyfus. It seems like we learned more about Fridrine. Fridrine is something that's able to possess people. It's not like he was born as Dreyfus or whatever, and Dreyfus and Fridrine are one and the same. That's not the case at all. In fact, Fridrine was kind of... He had both of them under lock and key. Again, he kind of blackmailed Dreyfus by saying, hey, if you don't let me possess you, I'm going to kill Hendrickson. And well, he kind of said, you're going to have to kill Hendrickson. And Dreyfus said, no, I can't let that happen. And he apologized to his family. And presumably that means that, again, they were so close, Hendrickson and Dreyfus, that Dreyfus would rather have protected, Hendrickson than his own brother. And I mean, of course, I can't fault him for having to pick between one or the other, right? I'm not going to say that, his brother's death was his fault because he happened to pick Hendrickson. Like, you can't really fault somebody for having to pick between, somebody dying and another person dying. Yeah, that's interesting. So again, it seems like Fridrine kind of played off because they both again had ambitions to, become great holy knights and all of this and that. But of course Zarathustra was kind of standing in the way of that. So of course Fridrine kind of saw that, and he also saw that he was another one of the druids, or born among the druids, kind of like Hendrickson was. And of course, the druids are, what are they? The worshippers of the goddesses, and the goddesses are enemies of the demons and whatever. And Fridrine was like, okay, we'll take out two birds with one stone. We can kill this guy, and I can, take over this Dreyfus guy's body, and, manipulate the holy knights, and everything's going to work out. So that's what happened there. So with that being said, both Hendrickson and Dreyfus are completely innocent. I mean, you could argue that Hendrickson maybe is still a little bit in the wrong because he wasn't the one being controlled, yet he still followed Dreyfus, aka Fridrine. But Hendrickson had also said, I'm pretty sure he said that even just for the short period of time that he was in his brain, he was able to manipulate his goals and change things even just in that little time. So I don't know. In my point of view, from what we've seen so far, Dreyfus and Hendrickson are both not the enemies, and they both had no bad intentions. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting. We learned that Fridrine, for the most part, was the one who killed Liz. Or, the narrator didn't say it directly. See, here, the narrator picked some interesting words. Um, he said to in Meliodas' eyes or whatever, Fraudrine was the one who killed Liz, or something along those lines. I want to go back to make sure that I'm correct in saying that, because I wonder if maybe, again, my initial guess with Liz was that Meliodas had to kill her for some reason. Like maybe something weird happened. Hold on. And to this is Hendrickson that said it, not. And to Meliodas, he's the one who killed his true love. See, to Meliodas, he's the one who killed his true love. Hendrickson didn't outright say Fraudrine killed Liz. He said to Meliodas, he's the one who killed his true love. So I'm wondering if maybe like Fraudrine possessed Meliodas to kill Liz, or Fraudrine possessed Liz and therefore Meliodas had to kill Liz. I'm guessing it's one of those two. Interesting. That would fit with the line that Hendrickson said, because that way Fraudrine wouldn't have outright actually killed Liz, but to Meliodas, he's the one who led to that, eventual fate. Interesting. Gother did end up putting everybody under an illusion, or not everybody, but Galland. So not everybody's dead, as we saw from the last episode, but they still did. Excuse me. Man, I've had this long-lasting cold for like a couple weeks. It's like it's not really a cold. I don't know what it is, but what was I saying? What was I saying? Gother, or everybody did still, incur some pretty big injuries, especially Merlin. She didn't have her head, crushed off, but she is still stone. Luckily, she has her sacred treasure, the Morning Star Alden, that she's kind of possessed, and she is that thing now. We've learned that a commandment is, it's kind of assumption that a commandment is a power coming straight from the Demon King. Again, all the commandments will have a commandment. So, again, looking down the list of our 7 deadly sins, they're all around the 3,000 to 4,000 power level. In fact, going from weakest to strongest, it would be Gother at 3,100, Ben at 3,220, Deanne at 3,250, Meliodas at 3,370, King at 4,190. That is a big gap from Meliodas to King, by the way. And Merlin at 4,710. Of course, power level doesn't outright say who's the strongest, because again, it's been stated multiple times that Meliodas, his full counter doesn't affect his power level at all, and the full counter is one of the most busted moves that I think anybody could ever use. So, but it is a general guideline. We look on the flip side, Galland was at 26,000, and the entire 7 deadly sins as a whole was only at 21,840. That's a problem. If we look at all the commandments, that averages to about 260,000 without their magic power. The sins have to do some work. They're going to recruit. They're going to recruit. What's his name? Escanor, hopefully, and they're also going to train Elizabeth and Arthur. But again, even with that, everybody there is going to have to increase their power tenfold, at least. So I don't know, man. We're going to see how this all works out. Anyways, I'm going to end this off here. As always, if you guys want early access and really full-length version of these reactions, click that link down in the description. It'll take you to patreon.com/sphericalfilms, and you can check that out there. But with all that out of the way, I do thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow with episode number 7 of Season 2. Until then, peace out.